Welcome to another special march in yours truly. The new boots. We're gonna march to the mountain on the dancing workout special march. It is 3:16 p.m. Get ready. We're gonna rock and roll overtime every time in these new boots to the mountain, and encouraging you all to work out, train, exercise. Your fitness journey starts now, as mine does, from this public park in West Mountain to the mountain on these new shoes. Rock and roll overtime every time. We're gonna go to the mountain and I'm gonna go do some solar sun salutations and gonna do a little bit of rock and roll 24/7 for the farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, public workers there. Turn my head left and right before I cross the street. Make sure that I traverse the street, cross the street with prudence as I go to the mountain. Already been a few. Let's see how much I've been on the march already, because film late and it is already 3:16. And let's see, 1 hour 39 minutes. I stopped for like 7 minutes. I was in the washroom, took a big piss out. So 1 hour and 33 minutes, about 1 hour 93 minutes, an hour and 33 to get here. So I've already been marching quite a lot in these new boots. See. So overtime every time, unedited, raw, real, revolutionary YouTuber. This is my work, and already feel much better when I work out, train, exercise. And I always say, your fitness journey begins, commences, starts today. Now your fitness journey begins, starts, commences. Now your fitness journey begins, commences, starts now, as mine does. Always gonna say my gratitude, grateful, thankful that my rent's paid, electricity bills paid, got food and coffee, and I got some food, I got some coffee, and I got some protein bars. Thank you for those donations for the protein bars. I think I got like six, or maybe seven protein bars. So I'm grateful, thankful for those protein bars. And gotta turn my head left and right because here the trottoir is barré. That means closed, and public works are doing some work over there. So gotta salute those public works and say that they're the construction workers. And today we go back to cycle again. About 44 days, whatever, 50 days cycles. And today we're gonna go mainly, but not only, for the farmers of the collective North American civilization. As I started the year, I think, marching for the women's sports leagues, and then the farmers. Today's for the farmers, but not only, specifically, first and foremost, for the farmers of North America. La belle province, Canada, because food security starts with the farmers. So gotta be thinking how they're doing, they're struggling, and maybe they need some LOVs. So love God, kisses God by the trillions, laying the foundations of the first kingdom empire, the Democratic Republic North Americans unite. Support the dream, the empire for a public-private partnership, by and with 718 trillions of kisses. Kisses I got, tickles I got, hugs I got. $10,000, 500 in debt. I'm in debt, but what is money but to buy, sell, trade, and get a little bit of that sunshine. And money has a purpose. It's to buy, sell, trade, exchange goods, services. That's what fundamentally money is. We go up and up and up and up and up and up to the mountain by Atwater Street. Again, your fitness journey begins today. So with meditations, rock and roll for the farmers, special rock and roll event, rock and roll 24/7. Turn my head left and right, and that is downtown Montreal. You can see how beautiful it is. And from my lair, now I took a longer detour, not a detour really, but took a longer route. The long route is of course about 13.3 kilometers, 13.4 kilometers now, but usually I take about 7.7, 9 or 10, whatever the case may be. But now it's about 13.3, 13.4. That's about it. So as we go up on the mountain, we're gonna go around about, and we're gonna go overtime every time. Independent fitness captain, always grateful, survivor of COVID, always celebrating now until about March 1st, because it was in February when I was really sick, when I had COVID 4 years ago, exactly 4 years ago. Gotta turn my head back left or right before I cross the street. Left and right, and I go up. Gotta take a look at that beauty. And again, if I know somebody who deserves a house like this, here the corner PKs, my anonymous sister friend, deserves to be 7 times richer than Oprah, 7 times richer than Taylor Swift. I'm a Swiftie, but if I make $1 million, gonna give half to my anonymous sister friend. If I make $1 billion, gonna give half to my anonymous sister. If I make $1 trillion, gonna give half to my anonymous sister friend as I go up. Survivor code, just gonna take some pics for my Facebook. Of course, I document my marches. If it ain't about love, I don't want none to hear about it. Love is also action. Support a dream, my dream for a public-private partnership across the collective North American civilizational complex. Right from here, in this beautiful Label province. Look how beautiful that site is. And that is, of course, Atwater Street, ATWATR. One of the main roads here. Atwater, and gotta see that beauty of that Westmount there. That's part of Westmount and Atwater, how it intersects with the downtown core area. Of course, I just want to take a little picture, see how it goes with those buildings, and beautiful sky. Beautiful sight. Beautiful sky, beautiful sight. And that's also beautiful there. And that one also is. So we got beautiful architecture here, inviting everybody to come and learn some French with us. We Quebecers are a bit sensitive about our French, and I'm a Canadian, Quebecer, North American, world peace. I can be universal, but pretty much all I know is the island of Montreal, you know. So 4 years ago, survived COVID, and during the past 7-8 years, remember past lives, incarnations, was born twice in the USA down there post 1776. Post 1776, that way, south. I'm coming from the south, and I'm coming from the west to the mountain. So back, previous incarnations, past lives. Yours truly, Rainbow Dragon, was born twice post 1776, and both times have served in the United States Army. So calling my brothers and sisters in the USA, supporting Black History Month, and always for that North American Unite. And of course the dream, which is my dream, for a public-private partnership to support my trinity of theories, the CIT, Citizen Integration Theory, the DRT, Debt Refusion Theory, the only solution for what we have now in terms of finance, and of course the Democratic Fusion Theory, that trinity of theories to be implemented via the 4th dimension. That 4th dimension is love. Love is also action, and I'm not perfect, far from it. You know, far from perfect. Being androgynous, pansexual, gay, rainbow dragon, androgynous, pansexual, gay, rainbow dragon, androgynous, pansexual, rainbow dragon. Gotta get that X, gotta get that Y, so gotta go all the way to the mountain. Gotta go like this. See, gonna go in it, not like a snake. It goes like this. The path, of course, interject. We go up, we go left. I turn my head left and right before I cross the street here, so that nobody waiting to say they can come from there. So come from the east, from the west. So always check, because the sun's strong, and you might get that solar flare. My Pope, the King, the Sun, might get that solar flare, and my little bit of blindness, and to be safe in the streets, because I'm in the public, and I got added responsibilities, duties, and obligations in the public. I got added responsibilities, duties, and obligations in the public. I could have stayed home, slept, XYZ, but I do my work with the laptop, doing my vlogs with a laptop. Sometimes you gotta work with what you get, and I'm grateful, thankful. Rent is paid my rent for the month of February, paid my electricity bill, got food, got coffee, paid my rent, paid my electricity bill, got food, got coffee, and of course gotta go overtime every time to the mountain. And always grateful, you know, gratitude, because civilization is a privilege. And I love going to the mountain, my second home, and rock and roll with it. Admiring the downtown, the pyramid you can see there in the camera. That is my favorite skyscraper. We need to build more. Who's gonna build it? It's of course construction workers. Construction workers are gonna build it. And construction workers are gonna build more buildings, and gonna get more buildings for the build, and gonna get more buildings built. And it starts with our brothers and sisters, and in the construction workers, I don't know the gender ratio, but whatever identification, but nonetheless, it is the construction workers who build it. Skyscrapers like that pyramid there, which I love, and gotta get out of the way from my senior citizens. So I encourage everybody to work out, train, exercise, and working out, training, and exercising has been, is, and shall continue to be my medicine and therapy of choice. And I always like to take a little bit of pictures to put on my Facebook, you know, and get it for the LOVE, and get it left, right, and center, and then get another picture. Look at that beautiful skyscraper. That's a pyramid there. That's my favorite skyscraper with the pyramid. That's beautiful. I want to know when it was built, probably 60s, 70s. I got 7 seconds, just enough. All I need 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 and 0. Made it in time. And again, here the corner of the where I am in West. What's the name of the street? That's of course Dr. Penfield, and of course then the name of that other street is Cut de Neige, Dr. Penfield here, and you know, you can see the beautiful city, and I'm always excited when I see new buildings being built, and I calling on all to support the building of the Forgotten Goddess Temple, and of course the Forgotten Goddess Temple with the House of the Dragon, with the House of the Dragon right there. And we're gonna take more pictures there. Super important to take more pics. Be mindful. Look at the beauty of the architecture in Montreal, so beautiful. This is my home in this life, in the past life, and you know, I got that Asperger's. I'm an Aspie with amnesia. Double A, parallel to double A, Aspie with amnesia. Got that Asperger's, parallel with raw retrograde amnesia, and Asperger's with amnesia, double A, and artist and athlete, and activist, and of course philosopher. My philosophies are simple. Sometimes we gotta get cut down to business and just do, and of course civilization is a privilege, and we gotta get that work. And this is myself as an independent fitness captain on the fitness journey, and always say my fitness journey begins today now, and I encourage all to work out, train, exercise. I did press the button, and you know, I'm an Aspie, got Asperger's, and I'm obsessed about things and interests, and my obsessions are geopolitics, sports, fitness, dancing is my favorite sport, and of course the study of civilizations, those three main ones. And the fourth dimension to that trinity is of course public hygiene, and I work out, train, exercise every time, and dancing is my favorite sport, and I like to stay fit. I've been depressed and suicidal. I've conquered depression. I have, of course, conquered depression 6 years ago. When I crossed Canada coast to coast, I say so many things to live, so many things to do here in this Canada La Belle Province, and so many things to do here in this Canada La Belle Province, right here, you know, to do so many things. Write children's books, see people around the country, and see those dams built by the Hydro-Quebec. Go Hydro-Quebec, go is the song 24/7, and of course gotta get that DRT for the creation of the UE, and that got me out of depression 6 years ago, 2017. I said so many things to do, so many things to accomplish and do, and see others do, and be mindful and grateful, and of course do, and meditate and visit across Canada. So 6 years ago, I was depressed and suicidal, and I've conquered being depressed, conquered being suicidal. I've conquered depression and conquered being suicidal by that event when I crossed Canada coast to coast. So I went over to the west. When I go over to the west, took that bus 3.5 days from Montreal to Vancouver, and of course when I went afterwards, I went of course to the east. So I went in the west and in the east, and of course the east and the west, I crossed Canada coast to coast, and that event in my life propelled me that I got out of depression and being suicidal. And because I said I woke up, I said how many things I got to do and see crying it out coast to coast and see those dams, see villages, and write children's books and write rock and roll songs and fitness. I began my fitness journey 6 years ago. I got out of depression and survived COVID. When I had COVID, exactly around February 2020, for me, I just crossed here safely because it's my turn to cross, see, but always got to get double check. So for me, COVID, when I was hit in 2020, February, it was like death, pestilence, and disease. Death, pestilence, and disease. Death, pestilence, and disease for me, COVID. So I'm being reborn, and I'm being reborn with every march, every dance, every push-up, and nothing that I want to go back to. Got my philosophies, and I'm a philosopher. Saluting the NATO NORAD and NORAD NATO, our armed forces, the firefighters. Like I said, nothing that I want to go back to, but living for today with hope for tomorrow. When I see people hugging, holding hands, kissing, then give me hope. When I see people giving to charity, and I'm not perfect. I got some selfish. I'm not perfect, but I try to be balanced. It's always a work in progress. A work in progress, to be balanced, equilibrium. Kisses I got by the trillions. Gotta salute those who, security forces, our brothers and sisters who put on the uniform to serve. And I got my theories, we're not perfect, but gotta salute the firefighters. They cross the street, they don't cross in safety. Everybody's human. Maybe somebody, now the police going to save somebody. Somebody who don't like police. We're not perfect. Somebody gotta love our brothers and sisters in uniform. You know, our firefighters. Our firefighters, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, and now curious, you know, sometimes. Got for the firefighters, and we got coast to coast. Coast to coast, ocean to ocean. That's all I really know here, and coast to coast, ocean to ocean, and gotta get drill, and this mountain, this island, we gotta reconcile with our brothers and sisters, black brothers and sisters. 13.3% of the population and are black, and we gotta salute our farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, grocery store clerks, nurses, 24/7, and gotta be mindful. Of course, civilization is a privilege, and I always love coming to the mountain here, and gotta wait for the light, and gotta salute the public workers, you know, thanks to who we have these roads, highways, and we need major infrastructure renewal. Major infrastructure renewal. Major infrastructure renewal. You got a lot of roads to build. A lot of roads to build, and I'm always happy when I see fellow citizens smiling with a nod. And senior citizens, gotta salute our senior citizens, you know, for the building of the hydro dams, of the highways, of the skyscrapers, the food, the farmers. Today's all day for the farmers, but not always. Always including the butchers. And look at that beauty. Look at that beautiful city. All that Montreal you see. I gotta sing that rock and roll. 3:36, so it took us about what? About almost 2 hours to reach here, so 1 hour 56 minutes. So that was a good march, and today I got event. Grateful, thankful for the tickets. For the tickets as I go up. Gotta be careful. I gotta be mindful. As I'm grateful 24/7, you know, cutting that amnesia, retrograde amnesia, Asperger's. getting that 24/7 for the butchers, for the bakers, for the nurses, for the doctors, for all those involved in the production, distribution of food. Oh yeah, 24/7. For the butchers. For the butchers. For the bakers. Here we go. Well, I love coming here in the nature. Here in the nature, you know, we strip down and, of course, call it a heart. Please, 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 do not pollute or leave. Do not leave pollute. Leave garbage, leave recycling. Leave, of course, things which can damage the flora and the fauna. The flora and the fauna, super important. We got flora we're trying to preserve here, so super important to be mindful of that. And today I gotta say, earlier around 7:18 my alarm rang. It was 7:18 and I checked, it was 13 degrees and now it's 3. So from -13 it went to 3. -13 it went to 3 o'clock. It went by 3, it went to 3. So think about how much that span. That's a big major change. And here's a bit slippery, so gotta get it on the legs. I gotta push myself up a bit. I gotta propel myself like a rocket, almost like a rocket here, because see, terrain is a bit slippery, but we manage. It's not a ski place. This is not a ski. The ski's down there, so I'm always mindful for my security and liberty, for my liberty and security, of course, to be, of course, mindful of others' liberty, others' security, and others' liberty and security, to go parallel, hand in hand, together. My liberty, my security, to be in equilibrium, in harmony with another's. You know, my liberty has to be balanced in equilibrium with somebody else's. So, and yes, my brothers and sisters, Rainbow Dragon for the farmers, today I do admit, I got aggression, but I channel the aggression. I channel it. I channel, I sublimate. I channel, I sublimate. I channel, I sublimate. I channel, I sublimate. I channel and I sublimate the aggression with push-ups, with working out, marching, so I don't harm none. Here's one Dragon is Dragon Zero's defense, 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 coast to coast, service and security, service, citizen, philosopher, citizen, artist, citizen, artist, athlete, citizen, philosopher, citizen, artist, citizen, athlete, citizen, philosopher, citizen, artist, citizen, athlete, citizen, artist, and athlete, double A in parallel to double A. And of course, geopolitical analyst and theorist, artist, athlete, parallel, double A parallel, Aspie with amnesia, the raw, retrograde amnesia. I remember moving, working independent, having some jobs, and you know, with Aspies, got obsessions like many Asperger's, so I struggled with different things and chronic unemployment, made friends, lost friends, because we Aspies are obsessed. We're very obsessed about interests, interest, topics of interest. Myself is geopolitics, the study of civilization, and I see the curse of Asperger's, curse of Asperger's maybe that I studied and read, and read of course, and studied, and of course studied, and geopolitics, and of course not only studied, but of course have analyzed, and my analysis came to be proven conclusive in 2019 when of course have foreseen the situation, the deterioration of geopolitical relations and international relations, and I've foreseen what's happening now. So with all that curse of Asperger's, I foreseen what's happening now, and I have proof of work because I have hundreds of workout videos and hundreds of them, and to be able to work out, train, and exercise. And I created a workout training program system, efficient, simple, and effective, which requires no equipment. And of course, I do advocate for the implementation of my Trinity theories as a philosopher, geopolitical analyst, and theorist, and student scholar of civilizations and religions. And those are my obsessions, you know, like many Aspies. I struggled, had some employments I loved, and, you know, terminated contracts and struggled financially. Now I'm 10,500 in debt, but I'm open for business. Got those trillions of kisses, push-ups, hawks, marching steps, 24/7 rock and roll, working with this laptop. Grateful, thankful, thank you, workers. Hydro-Quebec of the past, building those dams, or thanks to I'm able to do this. Clean, zero pollution, zero emission energy. Farmers, butchers. For the farmers today, thinking about farmers of Quebec, La Belle Province. Potatoes. All those romaine lettuce, tomatoes, all the farming being done. Feeding the children. Firefighters, butchers, nurses, doctors. Food security starts with the farmers, you know. Got a march. I march are dedicated to different events, and for not only different events, but my marches are usually dedicated to different areas of our civilizational complex. When I say civilizational complex, I'm referring to my theory as a philosopher that we Quebecers, Canadians, and here in North America, we constitute what I call a collective civilization, or a civilizational complex. Here in North America, we constitute a collective civilization, or a North American civilizational complex. And of course, the North American civilizational complex is right here from Quebec. The civilizational complex includes us, Quebec, Canada, United States, Mexico, and extends all the way to Mexico and all across North America. And I usually, when I refer to local, I refer to North America, or what I call the North American civilizational complex, the complexe de Civilisation Americain. And yes, I am obsessed about interests with intensity. My obsessions as an Aspie are geopolitics, or the study of geopolitical studies. And of course, I'm an independent geopolitical analyst and theorist. And fitness, sports. Dancing is my favorite sport. But I like hockey, gridiron, and basketball, and women's hockey rocks. That's how I started 2024, celebrating the new women's sports leagues, the new hockey league, of course. And gotta get those drills, and gotta get those eggs, gotta get those why, and you know, we gotta get that civilizational complex, and we gotta be mindful, of course, and we gotta be mindful in discourse, and of course we gotta get that X and that Y, and of course we gotta get to do the drilling, and we gotta get to do the doing. It takes also the doing, and it takes also the thinker, the philosopher. And right here, you see that bridge? Thank you, public workers. That bridge connecting South Montreal, the big island metropolis. It's 2.5 million people on the island right there, the island coast to coast. You see, of course, on the island there, got a big island. See the big island, and get that big island. Of course, it connects. The bridge built by public works, And the bridge, and gotta get it for that bridge, and those are public workers. And on the island of Montreal, we're 2.5 million people. I was born right there in a past life, close by the mountain there. When in a past life, I helped Louis Cyr push some horses on the carts. I was born twice, Quebecer, pure land Quebecer, and once as a Métis in previous incarnations, because I am a universal spiritual teaching student. Yep, you do that good, fellow citizen, jogging there. Good for you. It is 3 degrees. Abnormally hot, always supposed to be. I always love when I see citizens jogging here. doing fitness, skating, and doing, of course, the physical activity here on the mountain, getting close to nature, fellow citizens jogging, and investing in the body. The body is a temple for pleasure and purpose, and how we gotta invest in it by working out, by training, by exercising. And it's always a feel good, and I always feel good when I work out, train and exercise. When I see how to work out, train and exercise, and gotta put a foot here. I'm gonna get that drill. Let's see, we got joggers go, joggers go, joggers go. We got here designated for the skiers. See fellow skier there coming, and this is dedicated for the ski, so you can come ski with us, and it's super nice. And you got somebody by the bike there, so I like it. And I see people coming working out. I see people coming training, and you know, I go in the mountains and I look at our moss of February, man. See, that's February moss. Usually it's not full of moss. I guess it stays even winter. See the things we see, and gotta watch my steps here because it's a bit slippery. So I gotta take a picture of that. And you know, I just love these rock formations here. It's kind of cool, and you know, I just love the rocks here. It's a kind of moss, see? Kind of moss. See moss here. There's lots of moss there, and moss there, and little moss there, and here and there, and you got more moss, and you got more moss, and more moss, and more moss. So you got a lot of moss, got some rocks, and you can come here with us and invest, support the Dragon Army, the Dancing Goddess Army, support the DRTU. Look at that beauty. Look at that beautiful rock. The rocks on the mountain that are tick and that's the clock. Hawk, hawk, hawk. Kisses from the goddess block. Oh yeah. Hey, a tick tock on the rock. On the mountain of the hawk. Forest and the kisses of the sun. The moon and the goddess blessed. The rainbow dragon kiss and rest. For the farmers and the butchers and the bakers and the nurses and the truckers. For the rebird, that's the singer. For the rocks and for the slide. For the rock, you see we lie. For the rocker. For the rocks, for the boots, for the salute. The bakers and the butchers and the nurses and doctors and the cooks. And the truckers with the rocks. And the sun, you know we got. And the sun, you know the rocks. That's the singing, that's the clock. That's the rock and roll we got. That's the sun up in the clock. That's the hawk up in the slide. That's the hawk up in the glide. That's the H-A-W-K. That's the hawk and that's okay. For the rainbow dragon, hey. For the rainbow and the butchers. For the nurses and the doctors. For the cooks and for the lovers. For the cooks and for the lovers. For the cooks and for the lovers. For those shook up in the trouble. For the trouble with no trouble. For those and those seeking freedom. Freedom, it ain't easy. Hey, you gotta see that civilization liberty. Gotta sing it with some kisses, bakers and the butchers, nurses. Gotta sing it with some bakers and the butchers and the nurses, doctors. And construction workers on the sites going with those cranes, you know. With the cranes up in the snow. Hey, you know, remove it, go. For the rebirth, that's for sure. With some rock and roll we go. With no trouble in the muscle. Hey, from here, Montreal, you see. In that English, French, and French. Gotta get la belle province. Gotta sing it with some melody. Gotta sing it for you see. Gotta get it for you me. Gotta get it for the me. Gotta let it be for the love and harmony. For the peace up in the strong. For the free up in the one. For the sun up in my pope. For the love up in the dope. For the love up in the soap. For the hygiene, gotta give it. For the lovers, gotta push us. Rainbow dragon, kiss it, goddess, goddess, goddess. That was a little bit of rock and roll freestyle. You know, I love to give me some of that freestyle. Rock and roll 24/7 and 24/7 for the farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, and all involved in the production, distribution of food, Now, of course, those giving some charity, Wall Street, give some charity if you make $1 million, 10%. Give 10% of $1 million is 100,000. 25,000 for food security, 25,000 for food security, 25,000 for LGBTQ causes, women's sports season, 25,000 for the environment. Can give a little bit of charity. Can give a little bit of charity to that, and you gotta meditate. Gotta get in on that meditation. Gotta come here sometimes, gotta lie with that nature. Goddess, JDDSS, dances with a brother son, and you know he's a bit on that HOT, so just gonna remove a little bit of my other cloth, other cloth, in order to put it in the backpack. The other cloth. My other cloth. Vanquish. The clouds, vanquished by the king, my pope, the sun who now rises and now sets. I don't mind me the night. A rainbow dragon, priestess of the goddess, H&H. That red, priestess of the goddess, H&H. Priestess of the goddess, H&H. Priestess of the goddess, H&H. New light. Feels so good, but it's, it's above average. But the air is so fresh here, so when you come here, you meditate, because this, right in the center south of Montreal, Hawk Island, in the midst of civilization. In the midst of civilization here. So you got Montreal, 2.5 million people, and of course on the island of Montreal. Right here on the island of Montreal, we're gonna put that in the backpack, because it's of course getting a little bit of that sun, and it's getting warm. So I always feel warm. Now it always feels good, and gotta take some clothes off, and gotta take some off, and yeah, gotta take this off. Oh yeah, now it feels good, and oh yeah, I got a little bit of that sweat, February sweat. February 21st today. So I gotta say my gratitude again. Grateful, thankful, rent's paid, electricity bills paid, got food and coffee, and we go over time. We're gonna go to the top, then we're gonna go around the bout, and we're gonna get on that clock and put the backpack back on, and I put in with these shades, auctioning these shades for $1 million, give half, 50% to my anonymous sister. Auctioning these shades for $1 million, give half to my anonymous sister friend. Auctioning these shades for $1 million, give half to my anonymous sister friend. Auctioning these shades for $1 million, give half to my anonymous sister friend. Auctioning these shades and auctioning this. Also auctioning, selling, PayPal, North America, only this too. Right here, everything that I'm wearing actually. Auctioning it for $1 million, give half to my anonymous sister friend. And there we go, we got that, and we got that DRT for the death refusion theory, and gotta put those shades, and let's go close it, and we gonna keep it marching over time, every time, sometimes we gotta marching steps, sun shining, and we gotta get that drill, and here it is, putting on the back. Auctioning this for $1 billion, gonna give half, 50% to my anonymous sister friend. Here on the Mountain Royal, gonna sing it for the farmers. How about those farmers saluting? I see them across North America. Middle farm, small farm, big farms, corporate farms. It starts with the small ones, and We got potatoes, lettuce, tomatoes, the squashes, which I love to put, of course, in the soup, and food security. Everybody gotta eat, even Wall Street. Give some charity for food security. Food security starts, of course, with the farmers, and I gotta say my gratitude again. Gratitude! As we're gonna switch to that French because we're in La Belle Province, but grateful, thankful that my rent's paid. I paid my rent. Paid my rent, paid my electricity bill, paid, and got food and coffee, and yours truly it is time to discuss as we go in the sun. DRT theory, the only solution. At this point in time, I firmly believe, brothers and sisters, that the solution, the only solution, in fact, is my theory called the DRT theory, of course. What time it is? Time to discuss the DRT theory, which I'm going to look now, of course, for that, for the photo. Here it is. I got it. So now we're going to discuss the DRT theory as we're going to go towards the sun, go down, and going to discuss the DRT theory. So my theory, the DRT, stands, of course, for debt refusion theory. Or, of course, see, the curse of Asperger's made me, of course, that being, of course, obsessed about civilizational studies and geopolitics and all things, of course, of nature and civilization, and of course geopolitics 24/7. And not only that, but fitness, dancing is my favorite sport, and of course geopolitical studies, civilizational studies. And I specialize in ancient Sumer, ancient Sumeria, ancient Babylon, and of course ancient Egypt, and of course ancient Egypt and ancient Rome. Those three main ones. Ancient Roman civilization, of course, was first and foremost a kingdom, then it goes to a republic, and then it went to an empire, imperial system. But that's another topic. And of course those are my obsessions. As many Asperger's, we got obsessions such as those that I have. Plus I'm also obsessed about public hygiene. I open carry my disinfectant for those bacteria, microbes, and germs in the sun. Find some passion, support the DRT, my brothers and sisters. See, the curse of Asperger's, the curse of Asperger's, the curse of Asperger's, meaning that I have, of course, intensity about certain projects and of course certain ideas and theories which I'm super intense, super obsessed about, such as geopolitics 24/7, sports. Dancing is my favorite sport, but I see, when I work out, train, exercise, I'm super intense focused. When I do those push-ups, I'm obsessed with push-ups. You see me in hundreds of videos doing push-ups and marching and working out, training and exercising and doing other work. And super important to get fitness and get that fitness, get that love, and support the DRT theory. The DRT theory for the creation of the you is the only solution. And my DRT theory, of course, includes what's called monetary integration. Monetary integration is exactly what has been done in Europe. The Germans got rid of the mark, the Deutschmark. The Italians got rid of the lira. Italians got rid of the lira, and of course the French got rid of the franc. So they adopted what's called in finance monetary integration. So my theory, DRT theory, contains, of course, monetary integration. That is my theory. The DRT, standing for debt refusion theory, contains in it what's been done in Europe. Of course, in Europeans, they got rid of the old currencies. Some retain their old, have a dual system, but of course most European nations and countries have adopted what's called the euro. So of course the Germans got rid of the Deutschmark. The Italians got rid of the lira. They adopted the euro. Of course the French got rid of the francs. In francs, the francs. I gotta turn my head here, just be safe and prudent when I cross the street, because that's designated area for the ski there. So they gotta ski there in safety. So before I discuss, of course, the DRT theory. So the DRT theory stands, of course, for debt refusion theory. My theory includes what's called monetary integration theory, right? So monetary integration is exactly what was done in Europe. In Europe, right? So in the European Union, what they did is, of course, they adopted a common currency. A common currency. That's called monetary integration theory. What they did in Europe. That's what they did in Europe. The Germans got rid of many currencies and they adopted a common currency. It started early in the 50s, but now it evolved, right? So now the only solution for what's happening now financially, in terms of the public finance, and of course whatever the public finance is, and in terms of their public finance. You see, the curse of Asperger's, I studied public finance, and I can say with a clear heart, pure conscience, and of course with all the imperfections, flaws, vices that I do have, that of course the debt refusion theory is the only solution now. The debt refusion theory, the DRT is the only solution theory. The only solution for what's happening now, economically, financially, in terms of the economy, in terms of the public finance, with all the debt, right? All the debt. So now we have record debts. Public finance. My debt is 10,500, right? 10,500 is my debt, right? Look at that. Gotta be careful here, because it might get slippery. Be careful. See, it looks like there's some danger there, so we gotta thank the public workers. See, therefore they're gonna do it. We gotta. So the DRT. So the DRT theory stands for debt refusion theory. Pardon? Hey? Ah ouais, c'est comme chez nous ici, la montagne, hein? Comme ma deuxième maison. Fait que... Non, non, pas pantoute. Ici, c'est chez nous. Ça, c'est... Ben, pas juste chez nous, c'est public, là. Même Céline et le premier ministre sont bienvenus. Vous autres, tout le monde, mais... Je connais la montagne, c'est comme chez nous ici. Ah ouais, ben c'est parce que j'aime l'équipe de football, là. Ouais, mais vous autres, vous êtes de quel coin? Ah ouais, ah ouais. Ok, puis vous êtes allé voir la Belvédère?
Ils sont partis là.
Ok,
Après, ils sont allés à l'aéroport, ils s'en retournent.
ok. Il fait un beau soleil.
C'est bien correct qu'ils s'en retournent.
Ah ouais, ah ouais.
Les
Allez,
bonnets mauvais, là.
ah ouais. Moi, je vais pouvoir leur chanter de quoi, hein, du bon rock&roll.
Non, ils n'ont pas le temps.
Ils n'ont pas le temps, mais je vais aller chanter quelque chose de bon pour les autres.
Ah, tu l'aurais chanté?
Ah ouais. Du bon rock'n'roll de la belle province. Pas besoin de l'eau bénite, juste une bière à la place.
Ils ne comprendront pas. C'est des enfants, hein?
Ah, ok, ok, ok. Ah, ok, non, je pensais que c'était des adultes. Oh, la cigarette, mon chum. Je te dis rien, tu fais ce que tu veux, là. Mais anyway, je vous laisse tranquille avec ça. Fait que, par ça, un service pour vous.
Hein?
Je peux vous rendre le service. Non, je suis comme ça.
Service,
Une blague.
Je pensais que vous cherchiez...
Je fais de la comédie.
Je
tout
pensais que tu cherchais l'endroit pour aller voir. Tu sais, des fois, les gens ils vont parler en bois.
Je cherche juste de l'amour et des opportunités financières.
Ouais.
Puis
C'est
la
évident.
philosophie.
C'est moins évident, hein?
Ouais. Fait comment, parle-moi un peu, c'est où, d'où que ça vient, le moteur, puis tout ça, qui fabrique ça, ces belles voitures?
Ça, c'est des ronds.
Ah ouais, ah ouais. J'aimerais ça les voir, comment ils les mettent, les assemblent, tout ça.
Peut-être là-bas.
J'étais obsédé un peu par la mécanique, là, un peu comment on fait toutes ces affaires-là. Je suis curieux parce que c'est pas, tu sais, moi c'est plus la philosophie, la comédie et le rock'n'roll. Fait que je veux toujours apprendre comment qu'ils font, hein, tu sais, comment que ça commence, là. à la soudure, puis les soudeurs qui soudent ça.
C'est une
puis
plateforme de camion.
ouais. Moi, j'aimerais ça pour le futur. Il y a ça d'autres, mais plus de couleurs, quelque chose de rouge, tu sais.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
Oui, mes chers.
C'est vous le responsable. Avez-vous le bouton de neige?
Ah non, c'est pas moi le responsable. Moi, je suis juste un philosophe comédien.
Vous êtes pas loin, ça pourrait s'ouvrir si jamais vous le trouvez quelque part.
Qu'est-ce que vous cherchez?
La crank neige, le piton neige, monté. Vous voyez ce que je veux dire ou pas?
Le piton de neige?
Ouais, le piton de neige,
Ah, c'est peut-être au service là-bas, vous allez pouvoir leur demander, les amis de la montagne.
c'est vrai.
Mais je pense que ça tombe d'en haut, la neige.
Ouais, c'est... Ah,
Je pense pas que ça vient d'en bas, la neige. D'en haut, peut-être?
ça, je vais méditer, merci.
On médite bien comme faut.
Salut, bonne journée, hein?
Salut, là. Ouais, c'est la comédie chez nous 24 sur 24. Hein.
Le piton de la neige.
Mais des fois, il faut que je fasse attention parce que c'est du monde qui s'offense aussi. Fait que je veux pas offenser le monde. T'sais. Faut que je fasse. Parce que moi, j'ai l'Asperger.
Le quoi?
L'Asperger,
Ça, c'est quoi?
c'est une condition que je répète des choses, puis je fais des gestes avec la main, puis des fois, je m'approche trop de monde. C'est une condition neurologique.
Okay.
Fait que des fois, le monde qui ne savent pas c'est quoi, ils interprètent ça mal, tu sais. Ils disent, ben lui, tu sais, il y a des troubles mentaux, tout ça, mais c'est pas ça, c'est l'Asperger.
Okay.
Je vais dire 2-3 fois la même chose, je vais faire des gestes comme ça, passer la coupe d'un main à l'autre, des choses comme ça. Je me rapproche trop des gens. Puis... il n'y a pas de médicament pour l'Asperger, c'est une condition que je dois vivre avec.
Ah ouais.
That's it, that's all rock&roll.
En tout cas, c'est pas des bons clients, ça.
Pour
14
boire.
ans que je fais ça, puis
Ah ouais.
c'est le deuxième.
Ah oui, ah oui. Mais,
Ça en vient d'Ardenne avant. Oh, fais pas ça.
t'aimerais ça avoir une limousine avec Céline? Il aimerait ça chauffer la limousine.
Monsieur conduisait trop vite. Là, il dit, ah, on n'a pas le temps, vite, on va être en retard. Non, non, il faut placer les bagages. Tu places les bagages, parce que sinon, je pars pas, moi. Mets tout ça dans l'allée. Non, 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 il faut que la porte de sécurité soit disponible.
Faut que vous fassiez des compromis. On fait des compromis constamment.
Ah ouais.
Moi-
Moi, c'est la loi. Si il y a des valises en porte arrière,
Ouais.
ben, la police vient me donner l'étiquette.
Faut
Une
des-
amende de 3 000
il faut qu'on soit conscient aussi parce qu'on est en public, on travaille. Tu sais, j'aurais resté dans ma grotte, pas de problème chez nous. Là. Hein.
Non.
Mais là, je suis sorti dehors, je dois faire mal à personne. Puis moi, je dis, vous pouvez me dire n'importe quoi, tant que vous ne me faites pas des menaces. Là.
C'est ça.
Là-dessus, tu dis n'importe ce que vous voudrez, mais dites-moi pas des menaces, puis faites-moi pas des menaces, tout ça. Puis on fait un compromis parce que tout ça, c'est un privilège. Hein?
On est parti du Camaris. Tu connais du Camaris?
Un peu.
La route est très, très cauteuse.
Ça.
C'est 70 km/h. Moi, je roulais 60. J'en ai non. Monsieur, vous roulez trop vite. Il m'a débarqué ça, tout.
Vous avez pas aimé ça?
Ouais, il y en a qui nous disent ça. Au début,
C'était-tu
ils disent, on
peut-être
est
la
en retard,
manière?
on est en retard. Puis là, après ça, vous roulez trop vite.
C'est petite
Là,
la manière.
J'ai montré que je roulais à 60.
S'il vous plaît, monsieur, pouvez-vous juste...
le français,
S'il vous plaît.
Le français.
S'il vous plaît, merci. Pouvez-vous, s'il vous plaît,
il s'est
ralentir un
calmé,
peu, s'il vous
calmé.
plaît. Rajouter le tabarnak après. En tout cas. Ouais. Ben, comme moi aussi. Hein. Moi aussi, j'ai l'agression. Mais je m'entraîne. J'ai l'agression, mon. Je sais pas ce que ton nom, Chartrand, je sais pas.
J'offre.
J'en ai moi aussi l'agression, mais je m'entraîne physiquement. Je fais de l'entraînement physique.
Non, mais
Je fais l'entraînement
je
physique.
ne pas dessus, là, c'est un client.
Non, je sais bien. Là.
Mais c'est juste, hey, m'a débarqué ici. Toi.
Moi, c'est simple. Moi aussi, je l'admets, j'ai l'agression, mais je m'entraîne. Là. Je fais l'entraînement physique, je m'en vais dans mon temps, je fais faire des pompes. Je fais l'entraînement physique, je fais de la course pour ne pas faire mal à aucun autre citoyen. Déjà, tu vois qu'est-ce qui se passe dans le monde. Moi, je veux rien savoir de ça.
Oh, moi, j'ai fait l'armée.
Les gars qui regardent ça là-bas. Moi, c'est tout ce que je connais, c'est l'île de Montréal, la côte ouest, la côte nord, les îles de la Madeleine. C'est là que je m'arrête.
Okay.
La paix mondiale, je la souhaite. Qu'ils viennent danser avec nous autres, mais pas besoin.
Même juste nos voisins, on s'entend pas des fois.
Ah, nos cousins de l'Amérique qui viennent ici, c'est nos
Non,
cousins.
mais je parle de nos voisins, on s'entend pas des fois, tu sais. Fait que la guerre,
Ouais.
c'est pas possible qu'il n'y ait pas de guerre, quelque part. Il y a tout le temps un qui veut prendre le pouvoir.
Ouais, mais qui gardent ça là-bas,
Ouais,
loin de nous autres.
je le sais. Mais regarde,
Oui, non.
On les a emmenés ici.
Qui gardent ça.
Là, les Juifs et les Arabes qui ils se pognent à Montréal.
Oh, c'est pas de mes affaires, ça.
Non, c'est pas de nos affaires, mais c'est nos voisins. Ils sont chez nous, là.
Ouais. Québec, États-Unis, l'Amérique du Nord. That's it, that's all. Je le souhaite la paix mondiale, mais qu'est-ce que je suis un philosophe de la paix mondiale, mais fondamentalement, je suis québécois, canadien, nord-américain. Ben, c'est sûr que mes ancêtres, c'est l'Europe et tout ça, mais j'ai pas vécu en Europe, je suis pas européen, là. Je suis québécois, canadien, nord-américain.
T'es européen quand même. De sang.
Ouais, mais moi, je vois pas ça comme ça. Moi, je me considère québécois, canadien, nord-américain. Je me considère pas personnellement, rien contre ceux qui le sont aussi non plus. Ils ont le droit, là. Mais je me considère pas un membre d'une diaspora. Personnellement. Moi, québécois, canadien, nord-américain, puis d'un côte à côte.
Parce que t'as pas voyagé.
Ben, j'aimerais ça.
Non, si t'as pas voyagé. Si t'avais été en France, si t'avais été. Moi, j'étais en France, en Grèce, en Europe, j'étais en Colombie.
Ah ouais, ah ouais?
Colombie, il avait fait serré.
Ah ouais?
Je suis revenu avec l'armée colombienne. Puis là, le président, il s'en vient sur l'île. Ah, il y avait de l'armée là.
Ah ouais, ah ouais. En tout cas, mettre un uniforme puis te raser la tête, ça rend personne digne de se battre pour la liberté, mon chum.
Non, j'ai fait, c'est bien.
Non, je sais, là, je te parle pas de toi, là, mais... Parce qu'on dit la liberté, c'est nouveau, ça.
Ah ouais.
La liberté, c'est dur, hein?
Ah
ouais, ouais, tu l'avoues, hein? Quand on parle de liberté, freedom, hey, c'est dur, ça, la liberté, là. C'est nouveau, ça, pour l'être humain, ça. Pour nous autres aussi, les Québécois, c'est nouveau, hein? Avant ça, on était la domination du pape, puis l'Église, puis le pape, puis la Révolution tranquille qui est venue, puis ça a changé, puis... C'est une épée à deux bords, ça, la liberté. Hein.
De quoi?
La liberté, c'est une épée à deux bords.
Ah ouais, regarde, c'est...
Puis la civilisation, c'est un privilège, là.
On est comme libre en tant que tel, parce que...
Qu'est-ce qu'on ferait sans l'Hydro-Québec?
Ah ouais?
Sans les centrales qui ont bâti à Bay James, là? Je pourrais pas faire ma vidéo, je pourrais pas faire l'entraînement, je pourrais pas boire le lavage de café.
J'aurais fait d'autres choses. À l'époque,
on fait avec le bois,
ouais.
Avec le bois et les roches.
Tu serais sur les terres. Tu nourrirais des poules et des comme nos ancêtres. Il n'y avait pas d'électricité, elle a coupé le bois pour chauffer avec ça.
Coureur de bois. Ah oui, pousse. Moi, je crois à la réincarnation. Hein. Puis, dans une autre vie, j'ai aidé Louis C. Tu connais Louis C?
Oui.
Louis C, l'homme fort. Une nouvelle vie, il y avait les chevaux sur une calèche. J'ai une mémoire de nouvelle vie, on a essayé de pousser les chevaux sur une calèche pour l'agriculture. En tout cas, c'est un privilège, la civilisation. Tout ça, là, bâti en Amérique du Nord, là, tout ça, c'est un privilège. Ça. Civilisation.
Nous autres, on est chanceux, on vit dedans.
Ouais, c'est un privilège quand même. La civilisation, là, qu'est-ce qu'on a bâti? Les centrales, les autoroutes, les aéroports, les chemins de fer, les centrales d'Hydro-Québec. Tout ça, là. OK, je vous laisse là-dessus avec un bon rock&roll. Ça m'a fait plaisir, puis vous allez voir un beau pourvoir, puis qui vous disent un s'il vous plaît, un merci. Et ça,
on va aller se battre à l'aéroport. Parce que quand on arrive avec l'autobus à l'aéroport et les gardiens de sécurité, ils sont tous après moi. Vite.
Battez-vous pas, ils se font des pompes et des câlins en place.
Non, je veux dire, façon de parler.
Ouais, je sais bien, là. Ciao, ciao. Moi, c'est Dragon Arc-en-Ciel à votre service. Ciao. So that's it about had a little chat with a Quebecer here, discussing a little bit of things of our Quebecs, you know, and how they get to that drill and how they get here to the mountain and how they did a little bit of exchange. And you know, he's a human being, I'm a human being, and just got a little bit of chalk chat and gonna get for that DRT, you know, and he needs a little bit of loving, and had a good discussion, but I was getting myself an Asperger, so that was a nice chat. And he's getting with some tourists, and I want tourists to come to see us because we need the tourists to come here and get us with this mountain here where we are, and we get it to the mountain, and it's always fun to have a chat. My fellow Quebecers here in that French, you know, and we're not perfect, but far from it, and we had a little chat. We're a bunch of comedians. We're a bunch of comedians, and un des comédiens un peu. Mais we're a bunch of comedians. 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 So we got a little bit of that smoke, but he's smoking, but I don't like a cigarette smoke. But I made a compromise to discuss because he engaged with me, so it's always nice to engage a little bit. So how his day was going, and just a nice little chat, and maybe he's going through some suffering, he's struggling of his own, you know, and we all got a little bit of sufferings and struggling. But when I crossed the street, he said if we could, he's helping tourists, so he thought I was a tourist. Maybe I look like one, but then I said, of course, that, well, no, this is like my second home here, and this being my second home, it's, I know that mountain inside out. We got a little bit of drills, and we got a little bit of jokes, and got a little bit of humor. He laughed at my jokes, and got a laugh at that joke, and said, excuse me, I don't want to offend, you know, I don't want to offend, but he's got, of course, business. He's got business, but he's got his business there, so he's got to talk about security a bit and how his day. So I say we always got to be a compromise, and sometimes you got to ask nicely. We can't be rude all the time. Rude. I'm only rude when I rock and roll. I'm only rude when I rock and roll. I'm only rude when I rock and roll. Sometimes I gotta say please, because he discussed a little bit freely and openly, and we discussed questions of liberty and how civilization is a privilege, and of course what's happening a little bit in the world, you know, with what I predicted back in 2019, of course, that we're gonna have a little bit of war, and whatever things that are happening, and whatever things that might potentially happening. So anyways, DRT theory, my debt refusion theory now explained, contains what's called monetary integration theory. So the DRT stands for debt refusion theory. The DRT stands for debt refusion theory, for the creation of the UE. So DRT theory explained. So my DRT theory includes what's called monetary integration theory. Monetary integration theory is exactly what they did in the European Union when, of course, the Germans got rid of the Deutsche Mark. They adopted the euro. The French got rid of the franc. They adopted the euro. And of course, not only that, but of course the French got rid of the euro. And of course, the French got rid of the euro. And of course, not only the French, but of course the Italians got rid of the lira. And several countries got rid of that euro. They adopted the euro, got rid of their old currencies. So that is the DRT theory. The DRT theory stands for debt refusion theory, and of course it includes what's called monetary integration theory. It's exactly the finance, in terms of finance, in financial theory. Monetary integration theory is, of course, exactly what they did in Europe, adopting the euro. And it's, of course, adopting the euro, whatever they did is, of course, many countries adopted a common currency. So that is monetary integration theory, and they put that theory into practice. So my debt refusion theory includes that theory, and of course I do will it for it to be implemented. The DRT for the creation of the UE, for the creation of the UE, for the creation of the UE, for the creation of the universal exchange. I firmly believe that my theory, of course, thanks to my curse of Asperger's being a blessing, thanks to my curse of Asperger's being a blessing, thanks to my curse of Asperger's being a blessing, of course, the DRT theory, standing for debt refusion theory for the creation of the UE, is, of course, what's necessary to do implement a financial catastrophe. So because my obsessions, as many Aspies have obsessions, mine are geopolitics, 24/7 sports. Dancing is my favorite sport, and the study of civilizations, and I specialize in ancient Sumeria, where Babylon was after, and of course ancient Sumeria, and of course ancient Egypt, and ancient Rome. And of course public finance is part of the study of civilization, or civilization computational studies, so I've studied that in depth, and of course I can say that the only solution now is of course the DRT, the debt refusion theory, for the creation of the UE, of the Universal Exchange Unit. The only solution is the DRT, standing for the debt refusion theory. The DRT for the debt refusion theory, right? The only solution is for the DRT, the debt refusion theory. The DRT standing for the debt refusion theory, and of course for the creation of the UE, the Universal Exchange. I firmly believe so. My theory includes, my DRT theory, debt refusion theory, includes monetary integration theory. Monetary integration theory for the creation of the UE. So, monetary integration theory for the creation of the UE. So keep that in mind. So I firmly believe that the DRT theory is the only solution for the creation of the UE. Gotta salute the fellow joggers here, jogging, and it's super good, and I like to see people having exercising, and this above normal temperatures went from 13 degrees to 3 degrees in merely a few hours. It's kind of hot for this day, you know, it's like a springish March day. But anyways, so my DRT theory contains monetary integration theory. So my DRT for the creation of the UE. So my DRT theory for the creation of the UE is the only solution for now where we are financially. So take all public and private debt, refuse it. So, and I'm going to show you why. So this is the numbers from the CBC, official numbers of the Bank of Canada, right? Official numbers of the Bank of Canada, 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 2020, 2021, to service the debt servicing. In other words, interest payment went from 20.3 billion. A billion is 1,000 million. A billion has 9 zeros. It more than double. Look. These are the official numbers from the Bank of Canada Public Finance. Of course, those are the numbers. So in 2020, 2021, it was 20.3 billion. A billion is 1,000 million. So 3 years later, for now, 2023, 2024, there's 46.5. 46.5. 46.5. 46.5 billion, so it more than doubled. $46.5, more than doubled. So my brothers and sisters, with this in mind, these are the official numbers. The Bank of Canada, these are the official numbers. These are the official numbers. So numbers on the debt, paying the interest on the public debt. It's more than doubled from 20.3 billion to 46.5. In 3 years, it more than doubled. There's no way but my theory, called the DRT, for what this situation now is in terms of how much we pay interest, because that's debt interest is just debt servicing is a fancy word to say paying the interest on the debt. So it more than doubled. So my brothers and sisters, there's no way but my DRT theory for the creation of the UE, for the creation of the UE, for the creation of the UE, for the creation of the UE. There's no other way. No other way but my DRT theory, debt refusion theory, for the creation of the UE. So the UE stands for Universal Exchange Unit. So here is explained, simple, straightforward. So take all private and public debt. My debt, private debt as a private citizen, is $10,500. That's my debt. I pay interest on it. My debt, your debt, our combined debt, public and private, of Canada, United States, Mexico, and Haiti, all collective North American civilization states, all the states of North America, Canada, US, Mexico, Haiti, Jamaica, all the debt, public and private. And since the United States dollar is still the currency of choice for world trade, international finance, global business, the United States dollar still is the currency of choice. Do the refusion. So convert it first. Canadian dollar debt, the public and the private, all that, trillions, converted to US dollars. All the debt of Mexico, peso, converted into US dollars. All the debt. Haiti, converted to US dollars. So all the debt, public and private, converted into US dollars. Converted into US dollars. Converted into US dollars. Converted into US dollars. Alright, converted into US dollars. Converted to US dollars. Converted to US dollars. And that money will be the initial money supply for the new Central Global Economic Bank, together with the World Bank, the National Bank of International Settlements, of course, World Bank, Bank of International Settlements, BIS, World Bank, and the IMF, International Monetary Fund, and the IMF, the National Monetary Fund. So all that money in the trillions will be the initial money supply for this new global Central North American integrated central bank. That's why I'm calling on my Scorpio brothers. Bill Gates of BlackRock, BlackRock and Blackstone are different. They're of BlackRock and it's not the same as Blackstone. They're two private institutions. And Larry Fink is CEO of BlackRock, calling on him. And my other Scorpio, Joe Biden, and my sister citizen, Chrystia Freeland, Bank of Canada, Bank of Federal Reserve Bank, Bank of Mexico, all public and private institutions to support the DRT. The debt refusion theory, for the creation of the UE, the Universal Exchange Unit, So the Universal Exchange Unit, preferably by biometrics, the hand, the voice, and the eye being unique biometric identifiers, are the solution. And of course it could be also not only digital, but also it can be like in currencies like we have now, will be equal to the United States dollar. So the UE will be, and then we do all the conversion, all the money in the trillions, Canadian dollar, US dollar, Mexican dollar, put together, converted the Canadian dollar debt, the Mexican dollar, peso, Mexican debt, and of course the other ones, then we're going to do it, and we're going to do the conversion to, of course, create a new global central bank to issue a currency which will be at par with the United States dollar, called the UE, stands for Universal Exchange Unit. Of course, gonna take a little picture of that beautiful sun. So once again, take all the public and private debt, refuse it, create what I call the Universal Exchange Unit. Like I said, preferably by biometrics, and bring the hands, the void, the eyes, unique biometric identifiers. So once again, take all the public and the private debt, Canada, United States, Mexico, do the refusion, and of course, finance with that debt, all the public and the private debt. That will be the initial money supply. So all the debt, public and private, Canada, United States, Mexico, Haiti, North American countries. It can be NORAD, NATO with our NATO, Europe, NATO transatlantic joint financial agreement, and of course create what I call the Universal Exchange. And all that debt, public and private debt, will be the initial money supply. So all that trillions will be the initial money supply. Then we're going to freeze the prices, standardize the prices of milk, prices of cheese, prices of coffee, prices of all prices, standardize goods, and all that money will be the initial money supply for a new central bank to issue this new currency called the Universal Exchange Unit, because that's what money is. To buy, sell, that's what money is. To buy, sell, that is money. The function of money is to buy, sell. So to buy, sell. So buy and sell, goods, services. So standardize across North America, create the Universal Exchange Unit, Federal Reserve, World Bank, and then of course standardize, and that will be the initial money supply, all the debt, of this new financial institution who will issue the universal exchange unit, preferably by biometrics. And of course, not only that, but this will issue the new currency and will standardize, will put a set limit on all debt, on all interest, on all the debts thereafter, 10% maximum. It could be 7.70, 3.33, 7.18, 4.18, 9.3, and 1% or better, less than 10%. 10% max. 10% maximum on all the debt, private and public. That's the solution, the solution, the solution. On the table, on the table. The debt profusion theory for the creation of the UE, the Universal Exchange Unit. For the creation of the Universal Exchange Unit. So all the debt, public and private, converted to US dollar will be the initial money supply. All the public and the private debt of North America and can be beyond transatlantic, NORAD, NATO, North America, European Bank, create a new global central bank, world central bank to issue the Universal Exchange Unit. Could be with Israel, whatever, the whole alliance, a new alliance, covenant. Could be, of course, new and could issue that new currency, the Universal Exchange Unit. So all the debt, public and private, will be the initial money supply for this new currency called the UE at par, and will be equal to what the US dollar is at that point in time. Let's start today. It starts today with me and you. Tomorrow, support the DRT. And all the debt, public and private, with the initial money supply, set maximum interest rate 10% thereafter. All public and private debts refused, create this new financial institution. All the public and the private debt will be the initial money supply, then set a 10% interest on all loans, maximum new central financial institution, and of course create the Universal Exchange Unit, probably by biometrics, and of course issue a new currency of exchange, the UE, and of course to buy, sell, trade, and then we can refinance, rebuild coast to coast, Dragon Army, public-private partnership, Dragon Army, my initiative, the Dream Dancing Goddess in the Dragon Kingdom, and the Dragon Kingdom and the Dancing Goddess Empire 1, and the Global Dragon Union, together with the Dancing Goddess Army for the environment, and rebuild, of course, across North American collective civilization, rebuild, build bridges, build the highways, rebuild bridges, rebuild highways, and do a lot of painting some rainbow, do the environment clean, and coast to coast, Dragon Army security service, build more satellites, mass finance public infrastructure, and of course encourage citizens and mass finance citizens to work out, train, exercise, and have them will call for citizens to be incentivized and to mass finance citizens' fitness and wellness. And my mental health begins with a march, with a push-up, and now I feel so good on the mountain here, looking at this beautiful mountain, beautiful place, greatest city on the planet, Montreal, my home this life and another life. And look at that right there with the river. Get a big river there. Gonna build more bridges, renew the infrastructure. Of course, build more skyscrapers, more dams, across coast to coast. Let's build here to the cross. The dancing goddess on a lion with a snake and 12 children, 2 black, 2 white. The rest rainbow children is a new monument for the North American civilizational complex for my dream, which is fundamentally a call for a public-private partnership. Right here I want to see goddess-like woman type of statue on a lion, holding like a cup on a snake, rainbow snake, and of course 2 black children, 2 white, and the rest rainbow in a circle around the body, representing North American Union, Democratic Republic. Support the dream, the empire, which I'm laying the foundations first and foremost with 718 trillions of kisses, 718 trillions of kisses, 718 trillions of kisses. So here I want to see build here, a woman on a lion with a cup, with a golden snake, like a green snake, and a circle around the body. 2 black children, 2 white children, and of course rainbow children around the body. And of course, right here on a lion, of course on a lion, on a lion with a woman with 2 black children, 2 white children, and rainbow children in a circle around about that new monument here, or somewhere, support a building of the House of the Dragon. All I need is a simple, austere 3 rooms, room to sleep in, sleeping quarters, kitchen, and a bathroom right there in the back, 93 meters in the back of Belvedere. Support build, and Forgotten Goddess Temple. Build it right there, the Forgotten Goddess Temple. To build it right there, the Forgotten Goddess Temple. build the forgotten goddess temple. That's what I want to build, House of the Dragon, right here on the mountain. In North America, public-private partnership, support a dream. My dream is the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom, and as a philosopher, artist, an athlete, got this dream, you know, right here, Montreal, North America, coast to coast, for world peace, for world peace, for world peace. Many past lives, many incarnations I can be, world citizen, universal, but right from this island, like a small city, 2.5 million people. North, south is 4.5 million people. There's millions of people on the island. 2.5 just on the island, and with 2.5 here on the island, and in the north and the south. Here we got it. On the island, we're gonna switch to la belle province, because we're in la belle province, so it's a Quebec Canadian for world peace, support the dream. For a public-private partnership, the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom, and the air's fresh here so I can cleanse my lungs, and I like to see people coming here, working out, training and exercising, and brothers and sisters from the US. This Canadian Quebecer was born twice in the past lives. Find that down there, served both times in post 1776, post 1776, served both times in the United States Army, post 1776, right here on the island. Freedom gotta be secured, build more satellites. The DRT, debt refusion theory, is the only solution. The curse of Asperger's. Studied. Learn. Read, written, suffered and struggled. Here I am. Today is all I got. Survived COVID 4 years ago with hope for tomorrow. Carpe diem, man. Today is all I got. My fitness journey is yours, starts today. Support a dream, the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom. It is 4:38 p.m. Gotta get back home, so got a show. Gotta go to a show, and grateful, thankful that the culture got that show and got those tickets. So imagining now all those farmers, meditating on the farmers across the Belle Province, from the potatoes to the squashes to the tomatoes, all we grow here in Canada. Sending some love to the maple syrup producers, because they had a hard year last year, and this year maybe see how it goes. But the maple syrup, love our maple syrup here, and we got so many goods. We got cherry, we got a lot of vegetables, winter squashes, and poultry, pork. So thinking about the farmers, and also the butchers, the bakers, the nurses, also the electricians, you know, the electricians, the plumbers, the nurses, plumbers now, the carpenters. Get a little bit of that carpentry, man. Build a little bit of table, build a little bit of chairs. I'll build the chairs. That bench, that's carpentry right there, see? Bench. Gotta give a salute to the carpenters always. Always the electricians, the bus drivers. The bus drivers. Public workers changing the aqueducts in the sewers. Those construction workers who build so many buildings. So many buildings, and we're gonna build some more. Some sunlight, and that moon's full. Gotta get it for the firefighters. Love, a little bit of love for the firefighters. Some loving for the firefighters. Gotta get a little bit of love for the firefighters. For those truckers, man. For the butchers. For the butchers and the bakers. I see some citizens came and they're having some good time here on the mountain, and I always like when I see people here enjoying the view. This view like nowhere else in the world. Imagine the construction workers So much construction that was built. So much construction that was built. Oh, the crows, here we go. The crows. I'm glad somebody came to see us. Some tourists in the best place. People from France. Yeah, a lot of dancing, you know. Crows are there, so here it is, best place. And I'm gonna switch to that French and just gonna take some pictures. And oh, the crows encouraging. Gotta take off those glasses, man, cause I gotta see a little bit. So there you go. There we are. Belvedere, man, the best place on earth. Best place on planet Earth. Love coming here. I love coming here. So. rock and roll 24/7. Just wanted to see that beautiful city scene. Singing some rock and roll for the butchers and the farmers, and we go. For the nurses and the truckers and those garbage collectors. Picking up the garbage, picking up the compost. Rock and roller, here we go. Up in the steel toes, we go for the butchers and the nurses and the doctors. And those train conductors in the sun. We gotta get that holy one. Rock and roll up in English. Rock and roll is switching English. For la belle province, we sing it. For the butchers and the farmers. For the firefighters up in Montreal. Rock and roll 24/7. For those still on the steel toes. For those building up in the cranes. They go up and down and go. For the mountains on the road. For the truckers and the cooks. And the nurses on the look. And the nurses on the docks. And the dockers and the truckers. And the butchers and the nurses and the doctors and the blakers and the bikers and the cooks. And those with no guitar gotta get the goddess kisses. Gotta get the rainbow rock and roll. For the kisses and the licks, for the licks up in the kisses. For the butchers and those bakers and the truckers run around it. Gonna see it on the golden, gotta see a golden sun. Gotta see the golden one, gotta see a golden one. For the art and for the trouble, for the art and for the lovers, for the hooks. And for the looks, for those truckers on the looks, for the truckers and the dockers, for those butchers and the bakers, always sing it, that's forever, always sing it. For the firefighters on the fire in the road, for the fear, here we goes, for here we goes, for the rock up in the toes, for the smile up in the blows, for the lovers. For the lovers on the shine, for the lovers on the dime, for the rock and roll we crime. Rock and roll it ain't a crime, kisses ain't no crime. Gotta get it for the shaking and that melody. For the lovers on that spawns. Spawns up in the sun we got it. Sun up in the sun we shine it. Sun up in the lovers got it. And those butchers, oh those cooks, for the truckers got a delivery, for the warehouse workers going out those pallets, and that grocery store clerks and the nurses, those sandwiches in the restaurants, for the workers, people's artist and that athlete, people's artist and the athlete, gotta get it, shake it, gotta get it, figure bake it, gotta get it, figure make it, gotta fake it till you make it, then the crows, the legions. Led your allegiance for the empire, for the kisses for the empire. No vampires, just sunlight and the satellites. Elon Musk up in the lights. And we're gonna switch it to the belle province, cause you know French is alright. And we give it another dime, and we give it for the shine, and we give it for the love and dime. For the lovers and the butchers, for the bakers on the trucks, for the lovers, here we got, for the record with no rock. For the record, it's a freestyle, rock and roll up in the rainbow, dragon naked. Gotta get it on the rainbow, gotta get it for the let's go, gotta get it for the switch. For the love and for the body, for the soul, for the kiss up in the road, for the trucks up in the roads, for the public works, changing up those aqueducts, construction workers on those steel toes, building up and building down. And there's another sound. See up in the cranes and see up in the lanes, see up in the dame we say, see up in the dame we game, see up in another. Photos ain't the same. See another photos ain't the lane. Change the lane. Truckers, butchers, firefighters, bus drivers, they gotta go buses. Buses and truckers for the lovers and the rockers. For the lovers and the rockers. And for the truckers and the bakers. And for those grocery stackers and hey, on y va. On est sur le Mont-Royal là. On va chanter une petite chanson. Une chanson pour les travailleurs en construction. Pour l'Hydro-Québec, pour sa danse, faut que ça chante. Bienvenue dans belle province, on est sur le Mont-Royal. Ah ouais, les mains dans les airs, pour que ça soit sans son, sans misère. Ça bouge des fesses pour les pompiers, puis ça veste pour les pompiers. Pour les camionneurs, les infirmières, puis ça danse sans en faire, le soleil qui danse le bruit, mon pape. Mon pape, ben, des chansons puis des câlins, des bisous puis des chatouilles. Et nous, ça danse, et regarde le soleil, puis regarde les coutumes, ça fait des coutumes des bâtisses, la belle province, puis ça construit avec des grues jusqu'en haut, ça danse les montagnes, et puis l'amour qui font l'amour, puis là, ça danse. Faut que ça danse, ça câline, viens-tu sur la colline, sur la montagne, en plein ville, la rivière de la belle province, le dragon arc-en-ciel chante une chanson, une tune. Pour les infirmières, une autre chanson de votre dragon arc-en-ciel. faut que ça chante, faut que ça danse. De chez nous, de la belle province, pour les montagnes, ça bouge. Des fesses, la main en haut et à droite. Dans un cercle, vive la déesse face à face. Des bisous puis des câlins, du soleil qui sont en main, les mains dans les airs. Et regarde les montagnes, ça, on peut voir les îles de la Madeleine. Puis ça chante une chanson pour l'amour et du béton. Hey, faites comme un lapin, sautez donc. Faites comme un lapin, sautez donc. Sautez les mains dans les airs, sans gêne, sans misère. Fait que ça soit des coups de tonnerre, puis des éclairs. Et regarde la montagne, faut que ça fasse une chanson du rock&roll. Ça, c'est du rock'n'roll du Québec, ça. Une chanson de la belle province. Pas de vin de l'eau bénite. Je ne parlais pas d'amour, je veux rien savoir, merci, bonjour. C'est du rock'n'roll. Du dragon arc-en-ciel, ça. 24 sur 24, ça. Bienvenue chez nous. Dans la belle province, ça fait des loups. Ça danse les mains dans les airs jusqu'aux îles de la Madeleine. Regarde les centrales. Faut que ça vive la rivière, le soleil qui brille. Une chanson pour les mains dans les airs. À la danse pour la renaissance. 2-3 pas par en arrière, puis un par en avant pour sa lance. Faut pas que ça tombe. Faut pas que ça tombe. Regarde le ciel, l'autonome. En haut, le ciel. Avec la fleur qui danse pour le nez sa face. Un autre. Pas d'espoir, juste du vin et des câlins. Du rock'n'roll away. Pour les amoureux, comme ça danse comme des lapins. Faut que ça danse comme ça des sauterelles. Pas de sauterelles, on danse dans l'hiver, ben en neige. Sur les grues, ça monte jusqu'en haut. Ensemble, les montagnes. Hey. Regarde les montagnes. Ben des bâtis puis des camions. Des camions des infirmières. Pas besoin de conjuguer avec le bécherel. Pas besoin de bécherel pour me conjuguer l'amour. Pour que ça danse, faites un tour. Bienvenue.
Oui, c'est bien.
Ah oui. Un Québécois avec Québécoise. Du français, ben d'ici. Ben béni comme sa face. Les cheveux dans l'air comme Céline. Ben bilingue. Un coup de tonnerre, un coup de foudre. Québécois et Québécoise, on danse dans la neige même l'hiver. Ça, c'est du rock'n'roll. Du rock'n'roll de la belle province. Vous êtes prêts encore une fois? C'est du rock'n'roll 24 sur 24. Ça. Pas d'argent pour une guitare. Pas d'espoir. Parlez pas d'amour, je veux rien savoir. Merci et bonjour. Hey, on vit libre comme un aigle, on s'élance, 2 pieds par en avant avec des bottes de cap d'acier à l'Hydro-Québec. Pour bâtir d'autres centrales, ben la force nucléaire. Le soleil, c'est mon pape. Le pape qui danse, le soleil sous sa brille. Faire de la poésie, de la comédie. 2-3 pas en arrière aujourd'hui. C'est du rock'n'roll, man. C'est du rock'n'roll 24 sur 24. 24/7 rock'n'roll. Bienvenue dans la grotte. Bienvenue chez nous. Montréal. Soleil brille. Du monde qui se fait de l'amour. Les pompiers. L'Hydro-Québec. Les infirmières. Les enseignants. Enseignantes. Rock'n'roll. Rock'n'roll 24 sur 24. Avec le beau soleil. Une autre chanson du Mont-Royal. Composer une autre chanson. Cette chanson s'appelle Le soleil de février. Le soleil de février. Le soleil qui brille, regardez. Rock'n'roll d'aujourd'hui. Pas d'espoir, pas de vie. Une autre chanson avec du béton. du béton puis du ciment. Ça fait bâtir un bâtiment. Un aménagement. Besoin d'aménagement. Puis les fleurs, c'est ça chante. Et ça danse. Ça, c'est du rock&roll du Québec. Écoutez bien ça. Sur le Mont-Royal, la neige de l'hiver. Avec de l'amour, des coups de tonnerre, les écureuils fuitent. Les écureuils s'affûtent de la comédie bénite. Sur le Mont-Royal, en mode libre, du 24 sur 24. Pas d'argent pour une guitare. Pas d'argent pour un espoir. Pas d'argent pour s'asseoir l'œil. Fait que ça fasse ben des roches. Pour que ça danse ben des fauches. Et regardez ça. Avec et regarde. Ready. Prêt pour une autre. Un coup de tonnerre. Un l'hiver. Un verre. Un verre de liquide. Un liquide. Ça soit bien vite. Du liquide dans le verre, du liquide sans verre, du liquide de la rivière. Une chanson pour regarder, de l'amour, s'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît la danse, s'il vous plaît la lance, des mains dans les airs. Sur la montagne. Du rock&roll, tennis, je joue, regarde. Des balles dans les airs, ça chatouille, ben oui. Ça chatouille puis ça danse, ça chatouille puis ça voie. Ça chatouille, ça lance une bille dans l'air. Dans l'air sans misère, ça sent bon, c'est les sapins. Ça sent bon, c'est les lutins. Ça sent bon, faites comme des sapins. Et sautez comme des lapins. Faites voir le lapin, des sauterelles dans les airs. C'est l'hiver, ça gèle. Les oreilles, ça tuque, ça danse, ça bouge. Des fesses, ça rouge. Ça rouge. C'est du rock'n'roll en mode libre. C'est du rock'n'roll québécois en mode libre. 2024. Février 2024. Le dragon arc-en-ciel. Regardez mes cousines qui font du ski. Mes cousines qui font du ski. Sur la neige, ben ça balance. On dirait ça balance. Et je chante pour que ça danse. Ben regarde, ça brille. Puis des autobus s'abaissent. Et ça fasse un pas par en avant. Et par en arrière, danse, lance. Roche les mains dans les airs. On est par en bas, par le nord, puis par le sud. Par le sud, par le nord, par l'est, par l'ouest. Ça construit du ciment. Travailleurs en construction. Fait que ça danse, pas que ça mange. Pain béni soit-il. Ben, c'est les fermiers qui lèvent l'élevage, ben brage. Ben des mous, ça fait des vaches. Ben des mous, ciment logiciel. J'en écrit des bombardiers, pas de bombes, juste des câlins. Et regarde le soleil, ben ça brille de la belle province. Puis nous autres, on y va, on recule, comme ça qu'on avance. Avec les pas, faut attention, les chiens qui sont en batte, qui sont en lutte, des lutins. Pas des lutins, c'est des câlins. Pas de vin. Ben ouais, pas de vin, ben ouais. Une autre chanson libre. Ah ouais, ah ouais, ah ouais. On entend le circuit. Et y a pas besoin de bruit. Sont dispersés, sont enlevés, unis. ben unis États-Unis. Soleil, ben oui. Ben, regarde, c'est des vents, mais ça vende. Chanson, rien à vendre. Rien à vendre! Et mon rock&roll, je vois ça dérange. Dans la grue, ça grange. Construction, ça lance gratte-ciel. Rien à vendre. Rien à vendre. Rien à vendre. Juste une danse. Le message s'élance car on est sur le Mont-Royal en mode libre compression. Du ciment et du béton. Conjugué, voyons donc, ça fait du ski. Le ciel y est bleu, le soleil qui brille en février. La maison de gauche à droite, la maison d'en arrière. Et un fil de coup de foudre, et un fil de coude à coude. Ça cousure, la couture haute, hey, en bas et en arrière, faut que ça soit là-bas, hey. 2 bas doubles, hey, fait fret février, c'est pas si pire. Pas si pire, faut le dire ben vite. Une chanson, rien à vendre. Je viens de la composer maintenant. Rien à vendre. Parc du Mont-Royal. Ou parc du Mont-Royal. Parc du Mont-Royal. C'est là il faut être remplacé. On devrait remplacer par en anglais et en français. Puis on est au parc du Mont-Royal. Oui. Parc du Mont-Royal. Parc du Mont-Royal. Encore une fois, ma gratitude 24 sur 24. Aujourd'hui, je marche pour les fermiers de la belle province d'Amérique du Nord du Canada. Toujours pour les pompiers, les infirmières, les travailleurs dans l'agriculture, bien sûr, les ambulanciers, les enseignants et enseignantes, les travailleurs publics. Et je dois mettre maintenant ma tuque, car il commence à faire fret un peu, fait que on va la mettre, votre dragon arc-en-ciel. On va mettre la tuque. Hey. On va mettre la tuque. On va mettre la tuque. Et on va chanter encore. La tuque. Ça duque, pas de duque. Hey, rien à vendre, je vous ai dit. Encore gratitude, mon loyer est payé pour le mois. Février, j'ai payé mon loyer, j'ai payé ma facture d'électricité, j'ai du café et du thé. Ayant payé mon loyer, ayant payé ma facture d'électricité, j'ai du café et du thé. Puis la gratitude, 24 sur 24. Gratitude, mon loyer est payé, ma facture d'électricité est payée, j'ai payé mon loyer, ma facture d'électricité, puis j'ai du café et du thé, puis de la nourriture. Encore une fois, la gratitude. Je regarde de gauche à droite parce que c'est la piste des skieurs. Fait que faut que je leur fasse attention parce que c'est eux autres, bien sûr, qui c'est réservé, c'est une place, c'est une place exactement pour ceux qui font du ski ici, comme ça, comme un serpent, mais c'est réservé aux skieurs, tu sais. Fait que je dois dire ma gratitude. Merci. J'ai payé mon loyer. j'ai payé ma facture d'électricité, j'ai du café et du thé, puis regardez cette belle arbre ici. Hey, regardez ça. Beau, hein? Beau, belle, là, on va aller dans le soleil, puis on va faire un peu dans le soleil, on va voir. Encore une fois, on va aller voir le soleil, puis ici, puis on va faire... On va voir le soleil un peu par en haut. On va faire des étirements, prendre un peu de soleil, mais encore une fois, je dois dire ma gratitude. Mon loyer est payé, ma facture d'électricité aussi payée, fait que j'ai du café et du thé, puis de la nourriture, fait que c'est de la gratitude. Puis en commençant avec des compositions de chansons, je viens de composer un couple de chansons depuis un matin, puis c'est 24/24 de Rock&Roll, puis cette marche de méditation aussi pour les fermiers dans les fermes, pas juste la belle province du Québec, mais toutes les fermes du Québec, la belle province, des courges, qui font nos courges, des patates, bien sûr, qui font pas juste des courges puis des patates, mais aussi qui sont aussi dans les autres champs de patates, des courges, les patates, puis que ça soit d'autres, puis aussi à travers le Canada, puis à travers l'Amérique du Nord, puis aussi qui sont en train d'être sur les camions, les camionneurs, les pompiers, les infirmières, tous ceux bien sûr qui sont maintenant sur la route. Qui sont maintenant sur la route, puis bien sûr qui traversent avec les pompiers, les camionneurs, puis tous ceux bien sûr qui sont en train de faire dans les hôpitaux, les infirmières, les docteurs, puis les travailleurs publics qui changent les fuites d'eau, les productions, les aqueducs, puis l'aménagement de l'eau, bien sûr, parce que c'est tous des services qu'on a, puis bien sûr toujours avec les enseignants, les ambulanciers, les pompiers, salutations à nos pompiers, les pompiers, les premiers soins, puis bien sûr ceux qui font les amoureux, puis quand je vois du monde qui se tiennent par la main, mais j'aime ça, ça me donne l'espoir, puis j'adore ici, ici c'est comme ma deuxième maison, puis regardez comment c'est beau, puis une belle... beau coucher de soleil que vous pouvez voir, puis le soleil quand il se lève, ben, vous pouvez voir quand il se lève puis quand il se couche. Fait que c'est toujours une excellente vue. Regardez ça, hein. Wow! Regardez ça. Wow! Donc, on va regarder un peu le soleil, mon papa, on va faire une chanson, puis on va continuer la marche, juste faire des étirements dans le soleil un peu. Mais encore une fois, bien sûr, mais regardez comment c'est beau, puis coucher du soleil, toujours le soleil se couche, puis il se lève. Et les mains dans les airs, belle province à la danse. Merci les camionneurs, les infirmières, les boulangers dans les boulangeries, les charcutiers, les charcuteries. dans les charcuteries, ceux qui font du pain dans les boulangeries maintenant. Et je vous envoie de l'amour, puis je vous encourage bien sûr à faire de l'entraînement physique québécois et québécoise, votre conditionnement physique, ben, ça commence dès aujourd'hui, dès maintenant, comme le mien, je dis toujours que ça commence dès maintenant, dès aujourd'hui. Et regardez comment il fait beau ici. Juste faire un couple d'étirements dans le soleil. On va lever le soleil et on regarde comment il fait beau. Puis ça, un beau coucher de soleil. On dirait que c'est quasiment comme une peinture, mais c'est d'une beauté, je trouve, exceptionnelle. Puis c'est vraiment beau. Comme de l'or. C'est vraiment beau. Faut juste regarder quand même, de voir. Puis le soleil, bien sûr, toujours rouge quand il se couche, toujours rouge quand il se lève. Puis j'adore venir ici au lever du soleil, coucher du soleil, il est toujours rouge, ma couleur préférée. Puis chanter des chansons, composer des poèmes, des idées de cinéma, de films 24/24. Du rock&roll pour la Renaissance, puis la danse, les mains dans les airs. C'est votre artiste, athlète, Aspi, j'ai l'Asperger's. Je vais dire 2-3 fois la même chose, je vais répéter des choses, avoir des gestes, je vais me rapprocher trop fort du monde, mais il n'y a pas de médicaments pour l'Asperger's, il n'y a pas de médicaments pour l'Asperger's, il n'y a pas de médicaments pour l'Asperger's, mais c'est juste connaître mes symptômes, puis j'y travaille depuis les dernières années, j'ai accepté, j'ai l'Asperger's avec amnésie rétrograde. Double A, parallèle à double A, amnésie rétrograde, artiste et athlète et philosophe et analyste et théoricien en géopolitique et bien sûr analyste et théoricien en géopolitique qui vous encourage à faire l'entraînement physique ici sur la montagne pour venir puis faire l'entraînement, c'est toujours bon, puis vous chez vous, puis je vous dis toujours que votre conditionnement physique commence dès aujourd'hui comme le mien, mais ça commence dès aujourd'hui bien sûr, puis c'est aujourd'hui, attendez pas à demain, puis c'est toujours une éducation constante, puis l'éducation constamment, puis et un privilège de la civilisation, la thèse que je vous ai présentée, puis je vais continuer à présenter avec mes idées de film en parallèle, avec mon analyse en géopolitique, vous le savez, puis maintenant toujours la gratitude, ceux qui sont sur le chemin maintenant. Ici, il faut que je fasse attention pour ne pas que je sois dans les jambes des skieurs. Ça, c'est des pistes de ski. Fait que je traverse, puis j'y vais pas dessus. Je vais juste ici, comme ça, ici. Puis je vais faire ici de l'entraînement physique. Puis faire l'entraînement physique avec du arc-en-ciel ici. Puis, ah oui, ça, c'est bon, ça. Ça, c'est bon. On va faire l'entraînement physique. Donc, on va faire des pompes, des accroupissements. Puis, on va faire ici. Hey, Antoine. Let's go. Give me some squats. Give me some hawks. Some squats. Some hawks. Des accomplissements. Hey. Helicopter, chopper. Let's go. And do some squats. And do some push-ups, some hawks, and just doing some workout, freestyle workout. Just getting that left and right, la gauche à droite. And we're gonna go for that. Let's go hawks, des accroupissements. Sun hawks. On s'élance vers le ciel. Launch that rocket all the way to the sky. All the way satellites pour les satellites away. On s'élance sur les jambes. Et on y va. De la gauche puis de la droite, on tourne les hanches. Twist those hips left and right just like this and change the foot. On y va. Let's go left and right. Switch. Switch, switch, yeah. Do some squats. Des accroupissements. Let's go train that booty in that pitch. We go up and down. Go up. On avance. On recule. Like a circle. Let's go. HAWK on the toes. As a ballerina de ballet, on s'élance dans les airs. Let's go. On s'élance, se launch. Oh yeah, feels good. Let's bien, and we go. Yep. Keep it in motion, on garde ça en mouvement. Keep it in motion. On garde ça en mouvement. Let's go, left and right. De la gauche puis de la droite. Keep it right and left. De la gauche, like a circle. Left, right, then twist. Those hips, advance, retreat. On tourne les hanches, on avance, puis on recule, just like this. Get some more for those squats. Fais des pompes, push-ups. Let's go, give me some push-ups. Push-ups, des pompes. Ah, that's good. Twist those hips, left and right, and twist. On tourne. What? Let's go, more squats. Des accroupissements. Squats. Twist those hips, left and right. On avance, on recule. And HAWK, des accroupissements. On y va, on s'élance, we launch. all the way to the sky, jusqu'au ciel. On lance, we launch all the way to the satellites. On lance comme ça, satellite dans les airs. We launch. There we go on the toes. Ah. On y va.
Je les ai pas revus depuis, à chaque fois je vérifie, mais je les ai pas. Puis là, dans cette montée, on a vu des lapins. Allez tout droit, ouais, t'as raison.
Salute the children, salute the children. Saluer les enfants. Skiing better than yours truly. Ils font du ski plus que moi. Fait que ça donne une bonne affaire. Saluting the joggers. Doing good. And I like that. Here I'm not in the way of the ski, so I just gotta go where I'm not in the way of the skis, you know. That's where I want to go around the bow, so that's where we're gonna head up. And now it's time to kind of head back, you know, because it's gotta head back, be back by 7, take a shower, and head up to get that work, man. Head up to work out and to train and exercise over time. Every time, over time, en temps supplémentaire à tous les fois. Puis maintenant, bien sûr, jusqu'à chez nous, mais c'est encore un chemin à faire. So we're gonna go get that hydration. We're gonna bust out, you know. So we're gonna go hydrate. Once again, this one's for the farmers. Always for the butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, the cooks, and got that beautiful sunset. So I'm happy, you know, and I get to catch a sunset like that. And see people working out here on the mountain. Quand je vois ce beau coucher de soleil, une beauté exceptionnelle, il faut que je regarde, puis ça me donne plaisir, puis je vois, en temps de voir du monde sur le ski, puis du monde qui font du jogging, so people jogging, people skiing. You know, I work with this laptop, so doing these vlogs here in Montreal, coming to my, not just mine, but my mountain, your mountain, our mountain, and please do not pollute. If you come here, we got rabbits, flora, fauna. We got, of course, all sorts of creatures and flora and fauna, which needs to be, of course, preserved. And we still got to do a lot of preservation and a lot of work here as we're rebuilding every day. And me, myself, died of COVID 2020. And moi aussi, je suis venir ici, et je vous dis toujours de ne pas polluer. Mettez dans les vidanges, mettez dans le recyclage, bien sûr, tout ce que vous mettez dans le recyclage, puis pour ça soit recyclé, pour pas que ça empêche la flore, puis la faune, puis les lapins, les écureuils. On a des lapins, des écureuils, puis bien d'autres. Bien d'autres. Bien d'autres. C'est super important. de pas polluer, tu sais, de mettre ça dans les vidanges, dans le recyclage, tout. Children feeling good, skating, and we got that skate get there, so you can come skate over there. And, you know me, I'm on these boots, marching. Always happy when I come here, and carpe diem it every day. You know, 4 years. Can't believe it's been 4 years since I survived COVID. Survivor COVID, je peux pas croire que ça a été 4 ans que j'ai survécu la COVID. Puis, you know, I know a lot of us have a tendency, you know, a lot of us have a tendency to try want to go back, but not me, c'est today and for tomorrow. Mais on a des tendances de regarder beaucoup trop en arrière, puis pas moi, je vis pour aujourd'hui, puis pour maintenant, you know, and gotta say, and I mean, I got amnesia, so I know much about this because I just remember moving to a better place. I live with a lot of mold, mais je m'en souviens juste d'avoir aménagé une meilleure place, puis il y avait beaucoup de moisissures, puis XYZ, but that's it, that's all, you know, so how we roll and how we do when we get that rock and roll and we get that drill and, you know, we get that going, and grateful, thankful, and for everything, you know, and it's civilization is a privilege, and you know we gotta get it for the 42, and gotta get it for now, gotta get it for tomorrow, and we gotta realize and just gotta do some change. It starts with me, it starts with you, you know. Changing sometimes is bad, and you suffer struggle like myself, but then you integrate and adopt and come transform. Mais le changement des fois c'est difficile, puis ça vient par la souffrance, puis la souffrance, puis après ça tu viens au changement, puis ça donne avec la gratitude, c'est super important. J'ai souffert beaucoup, mais beaucoup de souffrance dans ma vie, mais tu sais, quand je vois du monde qui se donne des câlins, des bisous, mais je regarde le ciel, la lune, puis du monde qui danse, faut faire attention parce que s'il y a de l'eau pour vous tomber dans l'eau, mais ils sont là sur la glace, mais c'est pas si profond, fait que faut juste faire attention. Just to be careful if you're on the ice there because it's not too deep. But of course, gotta look out for my fellow citizens. If first when they go in the forest, I know the way there in the forest and I know the places. So just like my second home, c'est comme chez nous. And look at that moon. The moon is again just adjacent to the sun. La lune et le soleil sont comme en parallèle en arrière. Vous voyez, c'est la lune en dessous de ma tête. The moon is above my head, see? Now the moon is exactly above my head. La lune maintenant est exactement au-dessus de ma tête, puis le soleil là-bas est en avant. Ça fait comme une adjacent, it's like an adjacent, and gotta get that adjacent, and gotta get that fitness journey, man. I always say a fitness journey commences, starts now. And I always say for mine starts now. Mon conditionnement physique commence aujourd'hui, puis ça peut commencer aujourd'hui, puis demain, puis you gotta go drill it for the X. And sometimes we just gotta get doing, you know. Des fois, il faut juste qu'on commence à faire, puis moi j'aime ça faire les choses, puis faire l'entraînement physique, puis and doing the drills and the XYZ. And we gotta get it for the one with the fur. Just gotta be careful for that. Not to come too close. Gotta get that smokes. Gotta start sneezing due to the fur, you know, they got that length fur. You know? Wow. Look at that moon, man. Wow. Full moon's full almost. That's what I need is some water. Ça, j'avais besoin de boire de l'eau. Thank you, Public Works. Merci les travailleurs publics, merci les travailleurs publics. Thank you, Public Works.
Merci et nous vous souhaitons une agréable visite au parc du Mont-Royal.
Do not.
Your attention, please. The Mont-Royal Park team welcomes you to the refrigerated ice rink.
Wow.
To ensure a pleasant and safe visit, please adopt the following guidelines for wearing skates is obligatory. Walking sticks and trunks are required. Out of respect for the safety of all, please do not vehicle that is
Wow, look at the skating, ça patine. Look at the skaters. Hey, that's some talent. Look at this, some talent. Il y a du talent, ça patine. Wow. That's some talent on the rink. That's some talent on the blink. That's some talent on the go. That's some ready here for show. That's some ready here for snow. That's some lay here for no. That's some talent on the ice. That's some skate up in the dice. That's some skate up in the love. That's some skate up in the lovers. That's some skaters. Got some loving for the skaters. I'm just gonna take a little bit of rock and roll now. On fait un petit peu de rock and roll pour la patinoire, puis on s'en va. Do a little bit of rock and roll for the skating. For the skating, we gotta love it, yeah. Oh yeah. Ça patine sur le Mont-Royal, de chez nous dans belle province. Ça patine sur la patinoire et ça fait des pirouettes. Regarde comme ça fait. Des patines, ça patine dans un cercle sens de l'horloge et avec les lances. Sur la patinoire de Mont-Royal, je vous chante. Pour que ça patine, ben ça danse comme la danse, la patine, c'est patinoire, c'est bottine. Et moi je vous chante pour que ça danse avec la pleine lune, regarde. Et c'est beau, puis les enfants de chez nous, ben oui, comme ça. Et la patinoire grasse, puis ça fait des pirouettes comme des papillons. En neige du février, la lune brise. Et c'est élégant, regarde, la patinoire patine. Et j'aime ça, votre dragon. Je vous chante pour ça glisse, pour une jambe pour la droite. Et ça, c'est beau, regarde. Et plus de vitesse, et des fois ça tombe, puis ça remonte en haut, ça bouge. La patinoire de Mont-Royal, de la belle province, votre dragon vous chante pour sa patine, bien plus. En ce mois de février, la pleine lune quasiment regardée, pour la déesse, ça danse, puis sa face, waouh! Ça c'est de l'art, regarde, puis ça c'est de la danse, sa face, ça patine, puis moi j'aime ça, ça bouge, puis ça patine, bien de nous, de la belle province, ça regarde, puis ça patine, puis moi j'aime ça, regarde. Et vous encourage d'autres patins, ah oui. Ça fait du bien dans le sens de l'horloge. Ça fait du bien sur la patinoire. Ça fait du bien de la neige. Puis c'est de la glace. Les travailleurs publics qui s'en occupent. Les mains puis les lumières de chez nous en février. Ça patine puis ça tombe. Puis ça fait de l'athlétisme. Comme au gymnase, ça glace. Hey, they're skating on the rink, on the Montreal, you see. They're going skate to see, they're going skate and lee. They're going skate to see, they're going skate, you see. In a circle, they're go. In a circle, that's for sure. In a circle, there's the go. That's the go up in the low. That's the go up in the love. The skating on the Montreal. Hey, this is a rock and roll song for the skaters and the skating, for the skating in the ring. That's, you know, I love it. Blink, blinking for the moon, you see. Skaters on the skate, you see. The rock and roll I sing for the skaters on the ice. Ice is skating like the clock. Clock is ticking on the dock. Some be falling, some be tripping, some be doing skate, you see. Wow, that's the athletes, that's the blinking, that's the athletes that I see. On the ice, you see with lights. Lights are dragging through the lights. Up in the side, baby skating left and right. And I love it for the huggers, and I love it for the huggers, and I love it for the skates, and La Belle Province, you know it, on the Montreal, you see, public skate up in the sea. There, I love it, there, I love it, there, I love it, got some talent, got some speed, and got some falling, got some getting skating up, you see it. Got some loving in them huggies, got some red up in my color, got some red up in some skates, got some red up in the lake, got some red up in the lake, got some skate up in the mountains, skate up in the mountains. You know that I sing it, rock and roll for the colors. And those be skating on sea, rock and roll I-C-D. See you for the lovers, see you for the skaters, see you on the clock, they go a melody, they be going round about, they be skating on the bout for the skates, on the skating that I love, in a circle, that's for sure, they be going skate, I see, love it, I love it, gotta go now, gotta go, I love me some skates, and they look at the skates, and now I gotta get going, you know, so, that's about it for Mount Royal, so, we're now gonna get back drill, and gonna get back to headquarters and gonna get that gratitude, and of course we're gonna go out. It's 5:37, yeah. It's about the time for me to head out, I guess, and just gonna there we go. Oh, my crows. I hear the crows. Crows are cheering the dragon on us here. Pledge your allegiance, legions. Prêtez allégeance, légion. Pledge your allegiance, legions. Prêtez allégeance, légion. Pledge your allegiance, legions. Pledge your allegiance, legions. And we're gonna go by here because it's been 7 weeks we haven't taken this road. Ça fait 7 semaines qu'on n'a pas pris ce chemin-là. Puis on va prendre parce que c'est un chemin. C'est un chemin. It is a trail. And of course, I love me some of those. Some of those my crows, they be singing rock and roll as I go, as I come and as I go. Those legions of my crows. Quand je viens puis quand je vais, la légion de ces corbeaux. La légion de mes corbeaux, c'est mes fans. Those are my fans. The crows. The crows are my fans. They come, go. They gonna come with me. My crows, man. The beautiful sunset. Grateful, thankful again. Rent's paid. Electricity bills paid. Got food and coffee. And got tickets for a show. La gratitude une fois que mon loyer est payé. J'ai payé mon loyer. J'ai payé mon loyer. J'ai payé ma facture d'électricité. Puis j'ai du café. Puis du thé. Puis bien sûr, je fais l'entraînement physique. Puis je vous encourage à faire l'entraînement physique vous autres aussi, puis bien sûr c'est légion de corbeaux, puis en gens, puis pour sa face ici, mais je pense que j'ai perdu un gant ici, mais j'ai perdu un gant. Did I lose a let me see, I think I lost a glove, so I'm just gonna go around about it. Lost. Gonna go around about it then. Oh, gonna hear those crows better. Je vais entendre les corbeaux plus. On va voir plus le soleil, je vais prendre. If I go by there, we're gonna see more of the sunset anyway, so. What a beautiful beauty. And I'm gonna put back that. It's getting now chillier, I feel it. As the sun sets, it's gotten a few degrees colder, I would say, when it was sunny. So, baisser d'un coupe de. And from here to my place, keep in mind, it's still an hour and a half about, right? Jusqu'à chez nous, c'est encore 1 heure et demie, puis ça dépend de la route que je prends, depending on the route that I take. Yeah, there they are. There they are! My legions of the crows. I love you, crows. Love you, crows. Here we go. There's those crows. Crowley's crows. Those are crows of the Thelemites of the past. C'est les corbeaux des Thelemites du passé, 1904 till now. Puis 1904 depuis maintenant. Look at the moon. And there they are, my crows. Holy crows, holy crows, holy. Des corbeaux sacrés, ça, des corbeaux sacrés. Ça. Comme la lune. Déesse bénite. Ah ouais, des bisous, des câlins. Some kisses. Kisses, kisses. Kisses. And there they go. There they go. They come and go, my crows. On the go and on the love. Look at those buildings. Yeah, time to put on an additional. Just gonna put it down moon. Facing the moon. Right here. Oh my God. And there we are, now ready to go all the way to my headquarters. Another hour and a half. And about 11 kilometers encore, 1h30 puis à peu près 11 kilomètres. And ready, let's go! Overtime, every time. En temps supplémentaire for the farmers. Farmers, bus drivers, nurses, Canadian Armed Forces here. Salute my brothers and sisters putting on the uniform, support the public-private partnership Dragon Army initiative. And the moon is getting full. The moon is getting full. The moon is getting full. Saturday, la lune. Et proche d'être pleine, la pleine lune. C'est samedi. Et pour les fermiers, les camionneurs, tous ceux qui travaillent dans l'agriculture, tous ceux qui mettent des uniformes, les forces armées canadiennes avec l'OTAN, l'Alliance de nos alliés armés, oui. Salutations, gros gars du Rock&Roll. Pour les forces du monde libre, for that free world. NATO, NORAD, Let's Go Public-Private Partnership, Dragon Army de Partenariat public-privé. L'armée du Dragon. Et encourage tout le monde à faire de l'entraînement physique, casual to workout, train exercise, and do some push-ups. And let's go Canadian Forces, les forces armées canadiennes, the bus drivers, butchers, nurses, doctors, carpenters, grocery store clerks, electricians, plumbers, les pompiers, les chauffeurs d'autobus, les camionneurs, les travailleurs des services publics et les pompiers, les charpentiers, les électriciens, les conducteurs d'autobus. C'est un overtime every time en temps supplémentaire à tous les fois. Long vlogs, marching overtime. Already marched. Today more than all the generals of the free world combined. NATO. J'ai marché bien sûr aujourd'hui plus que les généraux de l'OTAN combinés. Puis we're gonna wait for that light. On va attendre pour la lumière. We're gonna wait for that light. We're gonna wait for that light. On va attendre pour la lumière. We're gonna wait for that light to cross. It's always good when you get that cross, and gotta wait for the light to cross. There we go, finally. Grateful, thankful again. Friends paid, electricity bills paid, got food and coffee. Gratitude, encore une fois, mon loyer payé, ma facture d'électricité payée, puis j'ai du café puis du thé. And got 17, got 16, got 15, got plenty of time to cross. Now gonna march overtime every time. From the mountain, you know, we go roundabout. There's many ways to enter the mountain. Mount Royal there. My second home, I just love it every time I go to the Belvedere. J'adore aller au Belvedere. See the city, Metropolis Island, eh? Gotta give a shout out to Hydro-Quebec, you know. These lights come from clean, zero pollution, zero emission energy now in the public. Je dois dire salutation à l'Hydro-Québec, mais ces lumières, mais ils viennent bien sûr de l'électricité qui ne pollue pas. Qui ne pollue pas. Et il faut bâtir d'autres centrales. We gotta build more dams, you know. Gotta build more dams, and we gotta be encouraged and meditate. Il faut méditer, bien sûr, everything that we got. And science and nature gotta go together. Mais la science puis la nature, ben, faut que ça aille ensemble, you know. Gotta take two, you know, and always get that drill, and always get that going, and always get that mindfulness. Puis bien sûr, c'est toujours une méditation constante, and always get drilled, and always grateful. Gratitude 24/7. La gratitude 24/24. Rock and roll always. Geopolitical analysis. And again, I reiterate and I repeat, and not just I repeat because I'm an athlete, but because it's important. Regular physical exercise for mental health. And I predicted the geopolitical situation now. J'ai prévu la situation géopolitique maintenant, puis je répète, pas juste parce que je suis un aspi, puis j'ai l'Asperger's, mais ça aussi, mais parce que, bien sûr, ben, c'est important que je répète, l'entraînement physique, faire l'exercice physique, c'est tellement bon pour la santé mentale, tu sais. La méditation, we gotta get that digital life balance with the nature and civilization. Eh? La vie digitale, mais en harmonie bien sûr, avec l'harmonie de la vie digitale, avec l'entraînement physique. And in a parallel life, you know, I build those supercomputers, satellites, microchips, gadgets. Dans une vie parallèle, ben, je fais bien sûr, je construis des super ordinateurs. Des super ordinateurs, des satellites. Puis les micropuces. Yeah. That's what I done built, man. That's what I done built. This looks interesting. Got until the 24th, but I'm in debt, so I gotta limit my spending. Je suis en dette, fait que je dois limiter bien sûr mes dépenses. Mes dépenses sont limitées, puis je dois tourner la tête de la gauche à droite quand je traverse. I gotta turn my head left and right before I traverse. There's the one-way thing. Is that, yeah, I think that's just, yeah, that's the one-way. So in theory, the cars there being one-way, see, they could only come from that side, but it's still good to check. Même si c'est à sens unique, tu sais, vous voyez la flèche, ça indique qu'ils peuvent juste venir par là. They can only come out. They cannot go in theory. But what if they don't know or they don't see the sign and they turn when I cross? That's why I turn my head left and right. Even if they only can come out of there, it's sens unique, like we call it sens unique. So only. But what if, right? What if doesn't know, doesn't see the sign, and he turns, brakes don't function well, and, you know, that's why it's always good to check, even if it's a one-way, because there it's a one-way. By law they cannot turn. They can only come out. But it's happening. Look at that beautiful mystic moon. Inland Mystic. So we drill it back now. We're gonna take a shorter route. Not that short, but still 75 minutes, or depending on the pace, encore 75 minutes. Mais d'ici, about 9 kilometers, à peu près 9 kilometers. So this has been a marching vlog dedicated to the farmers especially, but always to my anonymous sister friend, black sisterman, black brothers and sisters, and butchers, farmers, grocery store clerks, all involved in the production, distribution of food, mais pas juste, bien sûr, mais ça a été aussi, bien sûr, une œuvre qui a été faite. Puis aujourd'hui, cette marche entrainement, c'est pour les fermiers. Pour les fermiers. L'Amérique du Nord, du Collectif des Americain, pour les camionneurs, les chauffeurs d'autobus, tous ceux qui sont les infirmières, les enseignants. Faire l'entraînement physique, c'est super important, la gratitude. Puis pour les plombiers aussi, ma soeur anonyme toujours inclus dedans, la jeunesse. Pour la paix mondiale aussi. Votre artiste athlète, double A, artiste athlète, avec A, aspi avec amnésie, puis philosophe, analyste en géopolitique. Bien sûr, on se vient avoir déménagé, puis j'ai survécu la COVID. Tout le travail que j'ai fait dernièrement, ces dernières années, all the work that I did all these years, of course, staying fit, keeping fit, staying in action, you know, super important. Fitness in action, super important to stay fit in action and to get drill and to get that left and get that right and get up for the joggers and get it for the dogs and get it for that drill and encouraging people to work out, train and exercise, encourageant les gens à faire de l'entraînement physique. c'est toujours channel the aggression, you know. We need to work out, train, exercise, mais c'est important de sublimer l'agression, de faire l'entraînement physique. Super important. The channel workout. Super important. See here, it kind of slides, pulls you down. It's like soft. Oh, it's 6. See the bells. Oh, the church ringing is exactly 6. It's exactly 6, exactly 6. Il est exactement 6 heures, exactement 6 heures, 6 heures, 6. À cause les cloches, on les entend. Six o'clock, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6.